Okay, so this woman has made a comeback. Enter Winona Ryder, who was one of the biggest stars of the 1990s, but then in the 2000s really fell off big time due to a lot of personal issues she was facing, but then made a recovery. But I'm just wondering for the 2000s, what exactly ruined her? The rise of Winona Ryder really comes down to Beetlejuice in 1988, which was her third movie she ever did in her career. She was only 17 years old, but it's a huge hit, making $85 million on a budget of $15 million, and then it became a cult classic after. And then from that point on in the 1990s, she was basically like what Sydney Sweeney or Zendaya are today, where she does Beetlejuice, Bram Stoker's Dracula, Little Women, and she gets to the point she's actually charging $1 million a movie and just printing money. Everything got screwed up for her was in 2001 with this movie right here, Mr. Deeds. And this was a movie that was successful, made a lot of money, didn't get the best reviews, but it was an Adam Sandler comedy, so what do you expect? But this movie was a hit, but still it haunted her in a very big way that not a lot of people saw. The problem was she broke her arm, and it wasn't producers or anyone on the team being reckless, it wasn't her being stupid, it was just an honest-to-God mistake, but it ended up costing her big because after she busted her arm, a very dumb doctor began prescribing her a lot of stuff, Oxycontin, Vicodin, and all these other things that was driving her crazy. I want to just say this from personal experience, Oxy is not a joke. My dad had a motorcycle accident when he was younger, and from that he did get prescribed Oxy, and he had a 15-year addiction to it despite being a doctor. There are some serious issues going on with Oxy, and it causes people to do really stupid things. That's exactly what happened with Winona Ryder, where in December of 2001, after she was done filming Mr. Deeds, but her arm was still recovering and she was on a lot of substance, she was arrested for stealing $5,500 worth of stuff from the store Saks Fifth Avenue, where she was just cutting tags and trying to shoplift. Stealing $5,500 of stuff just really made no sense at the time because she just filmed Mr. Deeds with Adam Sandler. That cost $50 million to make. She was arguably a bigger star than Adam Sandler was at the time, so she was easily paid $1 million just for that movie a few months earlier. What happened here was she was just not in the right state of mind, where she stole $5,500 worth of stuff, and she actually did get a pretty tough sentence where her celebrity really didn't help her that much, where she got 3 years probation, 480 hours of community service, and she did have to pay some penalties to Saks Fifth Avenue of about $10,000, which, yeah, that's actually probably worse than what the normal person would get. After that happened, she was really a Hollywood has-been for like 5 years. She didn't book any roles. No studio wanted to be attached with her because even though it was very clear she was just going through some issues and it wasn't a major crime, they were still seeing her as a liability, so they just didn't want to hire her. And it didn't help her comeback movies all flop, where in 2006 she did The Scanner Darkly with Keanu Reeves, which made $7.7 million on a budget of $8.7 million. And then she had another movie she was the starring character for, and that movie bombed, only making $300,000. Really, what got her out of it was she decided to self-satire, where in 2010 she was cast in the movie The Black Swan alongside Natalie Portman, where Winona Ryder is playing this kind of older, has-been ballerina, which was kind of a satire for her career as an actress, and people really resonated with that. And unlike other big actresses, she was willing to take smaller parts and also smaller paychecks like Star Trek 2009, where it wasn't a big role, but it was a major production movie she was in, showing she's come back. Finally, that led to her kicking ass in a Stranger Things career comeback, and with that, I'm Charles Sproul. Subscribe, learn something.